Welcome to episode 13 of the Nerdy Cool Dad podcast. It's Thursday somehow, April 2nd. Sometimes I gotta remind myself what day it is because it's all kind of blending together, which I'm sure the rest of you can, say for yourselves. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I said yesterday I was gonna start doing my burpee challenge. Now, there's no way in hell I'm doing 100 a day. I'm capping it off at 50. I'm going to do some other workouts too. But oh man, burpees. I mean, stupid name, but hell of a workout. It's nice to get a more of a full body workout than just the push-ups, but I mean, it incorporates push-ups in it anyway, so it's win-win, right? Oh man. So, hope everyone's doing okay. As I've been doing this show every morning, at least during the week, I'm hoping to just kind of help with your routine and make it seem less like Groundhog Day, although maybe I'm attributing to that. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, in the news today, yesterday, today, it's always news. Looking at stricter measures coming to the Greater Toronto area as far as, more imposing fines and things of that nature. Again, as I've ranted about in the past, this should have been done a long time ago, but I guess you can't just lay down the law that quickly, and you got to give people some time to figure their shit out, I guess. But let's just get through this. Our top health professional she was saying that I can't remember her name, but I'm sure you all know who I'm talking about. She was saying expect another 12 weeks of this. And that's more or less what I was expecting. I'm really hoping it doesn't impact the summer too much. I really want to go out and do some camping and have some fun. So, the sooner we all just abide to what's going on and stop doing, you're going out with your friends still, get your shit together, Soon you're going to get fined for that. So, I mean, the sooner that happens, the better, in my opinion. So, let's get that going. Just stay home. It's not that hard. Find a hobby. Find something to do. Let's get through this. Our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, gave a speech yesterday. And, the thing with politics is, and I get different aspects of it. You want to come across as a strong leader and all this. And I don't really care for the dramatics. Now, I know Trudeau was a drama teacher. But everything is just so... it's not a natural conversation, you know what I mean? It just doesn't seem as real. And I know he's putting his heart and soul into things, but it's... oh, hey, Gooms. It just comes across as unnatural and very scripted. Just my opinion. But he did have one quote that was pretty powerful, and it was just saying, staying home is your way to serve. So he's referencing what we had to do in World War II, the measures that were taken, and this is obviously completely different than a world war. Don't get me wrong. Very different circumstances, but it is impacting the entire planet, and we all have to take very specific measures to combat this, and when we look back at this years from now, it's a very significant time in history that's being written right now, so something to consider. But outside of that, I mean, a lot of leaders are still upset. They've probably always been upset with Trump. It's just the way he's being nonchalant with his expectations of how long these lockdowns are going to occur, and other leaders are saying that it really does impact the entire world if they're not taking it serious. But you know what? Well, I think it's just going to keep playing out. You give people a deadline and you give them some hope, and things get worse, then you retract your statement, or you state something else, or there's new findings. There's always a way to extend these things, so I don't take it too seriously. I don't think the U.S. is going to be up and running in a month, but it's yet to be seen. So as far as I'm concerned, numbers are still going up in an exponential curve. We haven't flattened that curve, at least in the top, 10 countries, maybe more. Actually, I'd just say worldwide. I don't know anyone's really flattening the curve yet. China says they are, but look, I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but I really don't believe a word they say. I just don't understand how the epicenter of this disease can be combated that quickly, regardless of the efforts they've taken. Their population's over 1 billion people, and I don't know. I don't trust it has nothing to do with the Chinese people at all. Don't get me wrong. I just don't trust their government. I think that's fair to say, but we'll see what happens. Some of the surrounding countries have done a very good job in isolating it and flattening that curve. Like South Korea, but yet to be seen. To be continued, if you will, right? Outside of that, politics are what they are. I mean, every day you see some bullshit and some good stories as well. And, don't want to focus too much on that. Instead, I've got some other things I want to discuss, like the fact that I haven't had coffee in like 2 weeks. That's a lie. Probably 1 week. I don't know. It was giving me like a weird throat congestion. Now, I've been drinking shitty coffee. I stocked up on like Folgers, and then I used all the Folgers, and I'm on to Maxwell House, and they're both kind of gross, and they're low quality coffee. So maybe that has something to do with it, because I know when I go to Tim Hortons, I get the same issue. So I don't know. I don't get that problem at McDonald's, but I also haven't gone on my way to test that theory too much. But I have stopped drinking coffee. I'm drinking tea pretty regularly now, and I like it. Yeah, doesn't bother me at all. Weirdly enough, I find I'm more energetic. Maybe it's because I'm cutting out the dependence on coffee. But literally, especially during this this pandemic, being at home and trying to stay motivated, the coffee just wasn't doing it for me. Now, maybe I honestly, 2 hours in, I'd feel exhausted. I want to go have a nap and have another coffee, and I don't really get that pick-me-up from it anymore. Even I try the espresso, different things, it's just not doing it for me. So I'm a tea man now. We'll see how long this goes, and I'll let you know if I relapse into coffee. But honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. If I can get a good quality cup of coffee, by all means, that might be a bit of a game changer for me. But in this day and age, or what we're going through right now, I'm not going to run out of my way to get a quality cup of coffee. I'll just drink tea. I bought a huge friggin' box of it. It's got like 300 tea bags. So we're good. We're good. We're here for the long haul, people. So yeah. Outside of that, I'm sure some of you guys have, or people have noticed, Amazon is gouging the shit out of people. My God. Now I understand the whole supply and demand aspect of things, but I went on there looking for a pair of rain boots for my daughter, and she was very adamant about getting cat rain boots. Everything's cats. Cats galore, right? They were trying to charge me $60 for cat rain boots. And they weren't even like good cat rain boots. They just had pictures of cats on them. Something that I would not spend over $20 on. Who the hell is spending $60+ on cat rain boots? And that's just one example. I'm sure there's plenty other, but you know what? You're doing a couple things. Right off the bat, I already went on my rant last week about Jeff Bezos and how much I am not a fan of that individual based on the shady things he does. But when you're inflating your prices like this on a network or a marketplace, I should say, it doesn't bode well for the consumer when it comes down to making choices. Like, after all this is said and done, I don't know what the economic impact is going to be necessarily, but I'm beginning to feel like maybe Amazon's not part of something I need. Maybe they correct their pricing. I don't know. I mean, for me, Amazon's always been convenient. I don't really care about brand names, at least for the things that I'm buying. I'm buying it for functionality, not brand name most of the time. And I have had a lot of success buying some great stuff there. But if they're going to keep gouging people like this, and the sellers are not going to be adhering to any sort of structure or pricing rules or something like that, well, it's going to turn everyone off. And then you look at your alternatives for buying online, from a big marketplace. Like you got AliExpress now. We've all been burned by AliExpress buying products that don't fit or don't show up for like 3 months or all that. Now, if they can fix that, which I understand there is a lot in the works right now, or they have improved a lot of this, at least for the U.S. market. It sucks for Canada still. Maybe that's an option, but then people are like, well, do we want to support the Chinese economy? And these are the things that are going on. These are this is what's impacting us for our decisions down the road. So it's yet to be seen, but we'll just have to see how it plays out, more or less, right? So I don't know. I'm still up in the air. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'm more willing to go to a brick and mortar store, but I don't know. I don't always want to leave my house, to be perfectly honest. So that's what we're dealing with right now. And with those prices being increased, is this going to be the norm? Like, basically, I mean, countries aren't necessarily pulling budgets from different places because Congress just isn't even, in my understanding at least. Maybe I'm completely wrong. If I am, then don't listen to me. I'm just an idiot. But I don't think people are worrying too much about bills and what's being spent on this thing or that thing. It's all about what's here and now with the coronavirus and the economic impact of it. But my understanding is that governments are just printing more money, and we all know, at least some of us who've taken some form of economics. I like to think I took economics. I took two courses in university and got D's in both of them, and I wasn't a very good student. Anyways, when you print more money, you devalue the currency that you already have in circulation. So yes, everyone's getting money and stuff like that, but is everything going to be grossly overinflated afterwards? You'd think it would be, or I don't know. I don't know. But if it's all on a global scale, then think about that. That's interesting. If everyone's just simply printing more money, well, the money means less or is worth less. It's like, if you had an abundance of anything in life, it's cheaper because it's in abundance, right? So, yet to be seen, but something that we should definitely keep in mind. That's for sure. Outside of that, I don't really have a whole lot of new news, but I did have an interesting analogy. So we've all been, as I was even alluding to earlier, we see people in society. Some people want to listen, some people don't want to listen. Some people are, part of certain clubs. Everyone knows everyone's business from a social standpoint because everyone's out there. We're all bored. We're craving attention. And I couldn't help but put the analogy. It literally reminds me of high school. The same stupid people that, no, that's probably generalizing, but a lot of stupid people that, let's just say in high school, got in trouble for everything just because they didn't give a shit. The same thing's kind of happening. You see bylaw officers and police officers pulling people over for going places they don't need to go, and they're getting tickets, and they don't give a shit. And everyone knows everyone's business, and everyone's part of a club, or it just, for whatever reason, that kind of popped in my mind the other day, and I thought it was kind of an interesting analogy. But I mean, at the end of the day, just do the right thing. All right, maybe I'm watching too much Frozen 2 here, but we all need to look at ourselves and do the right thing. That's the end of my show for today. I didn't want to keep it too long because I got a special treat for you tomorrow. I'll probably air my episode a little bit later than I normally do, but stay tuned and stay the fuck home.